lived through the diaries of Italian traveller Marco Polo. In 1368, a fire destroyed the main palaces in the temple. The site was rebuilt in the Ming dynasty and has been known as the White Stupa Temple ever since. In 1368, the Ming Empire took control of the Yuan capital, allowing Zhu Yuanzhang to declare the foundation of his new dynasty. But he built his imperial palaces in Nanjing. In 1422, after serious and meticulous planning, the ambitious Ming Emperor, Zhu Di, decided to leave the mausoleum of the founding emperor in Nanjing, but to move the political center of the empire to Beijing. During Zhu Di's reign, the construction of the Forbidden City and the capital began simultaneously. The main projects include moving the imperial city a mile south from the original Yuan capital and moving the original southern city walls of the Yuan capital 2 miles further south. In the meantime, the emperor also ordered the building of an artificial hill, constructed entirely from the soil excavated from digging the moats around the imperial palace and nearby canals. Far from Zhu Di's original expectations, in the late Ming dynasty, Emperor Chongjun dramatically committed suicide on this hill by hanging himself from a tree. In China's feudal system, selecting a site for the imperial palace and capital must follow a strict code. They must be situated in the very center of the world. This principle is also reflected in the layout of the imperial palace.
2000多年的封建社会了，以礼治国，礼说到底就是个等级制度。皇宫里面建筑也分等级，以多为贵，以高为贵，以中为贵。天安门是皇城的正门，经过端门、午门，午门是宫殿正门，午门里头是太和门，太和门是前3殿的大门，然后太和殿、中和殿、保和殿，然后乾清门、后宫，乾清殿、交泰殿、昆仑殿。一直到景山，所有重要建筑都在中山，以中为贵。
on imperial architecture. The Hall of Supreme Harmony, Hall of Central Harmony, and the Hall of Preserving Harmony all sit on a white marble foundation. White marble handrails decorated their surroundings. Delicate patterns of cloud dragons and cloud phoenixes were sculpted onto the structures. Dragon heads serving as a drainage system would produce a spectacular scene of thousands of dragons spouting water on a rainy day.
因为本来建筑要有台基防止潮，那么后来变成一个等级制了。你看我们太和殿、中和殿、保和殿底下的台阶呢是3层，3个台阶。你在北京去找，还有什么地方是以3层台阶的？还有3处是这样的台阶的。第一个是天坛，天坛是3个台阶；祭天的环丘3个台阶；祭农业丰收的祈人殿是3层台阶。 这是祭天的。第二，祭祖宗的太庙，太庙大殿是3个台阶。第4个地方就皇陵，明永乐皇的长陵，明13年的长陵，长陵的灵恩殿，就祭皇帝的灵恩殿，灵恩殿是3个台阶。皇帝生前的宫殿、死后的宫殿、祭天的殿、祭祖宗的殿，这4处是3层台阶的，其他没有。
The size of an ancient Chinese structure usually correlates with the number of rooms that it has. The more rooms it has, the taller the rooms will be. The highest class structure in the Forbidden City is the Hall of Supreme Harmony. It lies in the center of the complex in Beijing itself. The distance from its ground to the ridge is 26.9 meters. It is 9 bays wide and 5 bays deep, numbers 9 and 5 being symbolically connected to the majesty of the emperor. The Hall of Supreme Harmony is the main hall in the outer court. Its construction began in 1420. It was destroyed 3 times during the Ming Dynasty and rebuilt 3 times. In 1645, when major restoration work of the 3 halls began, it was given the name that we know today. In this hall, there's a board hanging in the middle, displaying 4 characters, which means that emperors should make good rules. This grand imperial palace is the complete embodiment of the political ideals of China's feudal Hall of Prayer for Good Harvest is the largest structure in the temple. It also has the most iconic shape among all of the ancient structures in Beijing. The hall was first built in the Ming Dynasty. The top layer of its eaves was built with blue glazed tiles. Yellow glazed tiles were used for its middle layer and green for the bottom layer. In 1751, Emperor Qianlong of the Qing dynasty ordered that the colour of all of the glazed tiles for the hall be changed to blue, giving the building its current look. The change proved to be more solemn and dignified. The circular mound altar has 3 layers of round white marble platforms. It's where sacrifices were offered to heaven. The atmosphere here is undoubtedly the most divine in Beijing. Together with the Hall of Supreme Harmony, these 2 structures present the greatest achievements in Beijing's architectural art. The Hall of Supreme Harmony, representing imperial power, is comparatively Earth-like, while the circular mound altar, used to facilitate dialogue between heaven and man, is more representative of Eastern culture. The Temple of Heaven, a masterpiece of traditional Chinese architecture, was designed with the purpose of highlighting the grandeur and sacredness of heaven and its close relationship with the Son of Heaven. The architects managed to bring those ideas to life in the form of a magnificent. Throughout history, the status of an emperor was between 2 pairs of supernatural powers, namely yin and yang, heaven and earth. An emperor was regarded as a medium that harmonized the 2 powers, because only when a balance is reached can a golden age be realized. Although it's apparent now that people made history, these feudal ideals left a deep and lasting impact on ancient Chinese architecture. In the old days, it was normal for people from all walks of life, whether they were nobles, rich merchants, writers or ordinary residents, to build courtyards of various sizes. Both the grand, large-scale courtyard homes and the smartly designed smaller ones tell their own stories.